Welcome to an intercultural learning moment, brought to you by Cultural Advantage. In this video, we take a look at informal cultural habits, which are an important yet often underestimated factor when it comes to improving your intercultural understanding. Much of culture is not formally taught. We learn it organically through our experiences in our social environment. Because these habits vary greatly from country to country, it is expected that when two people from different cultures meet, there will be misunderstandings. This video takes a look at some Canadian cultural habits that we take for granted and how they may differ from the habits of those that are not born in Canada. Let's begin with a common piece of driving etiquette here in Canada: waving or raising your hand to thank someone who let you into traffic. This is not part of the driving etiquette in all countries. So, you will encounter drivers that simply do not know that this is an expectation. When you're outside of your car and interacting with people one-on-one, it's important to know that personal space preferences are different. Canadians prefer more space than other countries and cultures. Especially when meeting someone for the first time, Canadians are more comfortable with at least an arm's length distance between them and another person. People from some other cultures feel more comfortable being closer to the person that they are meeting and speaking with. Someone who gets close to you when speaking might just be doing what is normal in their culture. And when speaking to others, it's useful to know that Canadians are more uncomfortable with silence than other cultures. This is why we have a tendency to want to fill those silences with small talk, even if it's just about the weather or traffic. In some countries and cultures, small talk doesn't really exist in the same way that it does here, and they have no problem sharing comfortable silences even when it's for an extended period of time. When it comes to greeting people, it is common for Canadians to shake hands in business and social situations. This is regardless of the other person's age or gender. However, many other cultures do not engage in this, especially with someone of the opposite gender, and may instead prefer less physical forms of greeting. So keep this in mind if you meet someone who prefers not to shake your hand. Another well-known informal part of Canadian culture is that Canadians tend to say sorry even if they didn't do anything wrong. For example, if we're walking down the street and we bump into somebody, whether it was our fault or not, we're automatically going to say sorry. This is generally to preserve the peace and to let the other person know there was no bad intentions. Some people from other cultures might already assume that there is no bad intentions and not quite understand why somebody had to apologize for something that wasn't their fault. Predictably, these differences in behavior can cause confusion and misunderstandings. For born Canadians, it can be confusing when people don't act the way you're used to and the way you expect them to. And for newcomers to Canada, it can be confusing trying to navigate this new world of cultural norms. So, knowing these differences exist, it's advisable to approach situations assuming cultural differences rather than negative intentions. It's important to remind ourselves that our own informal cultural habits are not always obvious to those that come from other cultures and countries. This will help us better moderate our reactions to situations, as well as deepening our understanding of the community that we live in, which will create more accepting spaces for those that are learning to adapt to their new environment. We're looking forward to working with you.